Do you remember to tell your mom about Dennis Plyler?
I did. Yeah, she was really surprised that you remembered his name.
It came to me like 2 days later. I wasn't even thinking about it, and it just popped up in my head.
That's crazy. He sounds like a fun guy.
Yeah, he was pretty good friends with my dad. I think he's passed away, but.
Oh, I saw a math meme yesterday, but I forgot to say that. It was like, you know, the audio where it's like, what if you come back and you're just, well, better? And it's the slope formula turning into the derivative formula.
Oh. That's pretty good.
I'll say it next time I see it.
Yeah. I have a Thanksgiving one that I like a lot on derivatives.
Yeah.
But we got to get a little closer to Thanksgiving before I can use it. Or some of the times, the ones that I like, sometimes are not the ones y'all like, so.
That's like the perfect. Well, I think he doesn't. He just wants to suck.
Let's see, Whitney. Frankie Cooper. Yeah. Lillian Lake.
Basically I got in a car wreck. I got rear-ended on the way to home and then I got hit at All-Star Tuesday, and then I also got hit at, or I got rocked at T-shirt. And that was when I got confused basically. My and I like was asking the same questions over and over, and I guess everything was like all afternoon, and then they took me to the parents and like screaming and things, and then I just took a night knee on and I went home and slept for 4 days. Thanks for realizing the first days. I would only wake up for like 3 days for like 4 days. And I was supposed to do, you're supposed to rest. I said that I wasn't sleeping. I went in last week for 3 They just used, you know how you'll like be around like 800 students, like you're like chasing it, like right before I just 3 days in a row. They didn't want to give me like,
William, Zoe, me, Blake, and Matt.
Good morning, FHS. Today is Tuesday, October 10th, 2023. Please join me in a minute of silence.
this is the only class I've done. I guess there's one day Oh yeah. Wait, separate. Wait, we're going to you. Anyway, it's disgusting. Really good to go to I can start return to play for a couple of years, but I don't know what I actually like. I think I like well, I didn't. I went to like the actual doctor, but like to go back.
Please stand if you are able and join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, to start off this morning, 2 classes ago we did a book assignment on implicit differentiation. That should have been numbered as 38 for your binder, and I had asked you guys to turn that into Google Classroom between last Thursday and this Tuesday. But if you did not, or you were not able to, this is your last chance to still get full points on it. So if that fits your criteria, you need to make sure your name's on it and come put it in the basket, please. The handout you guys picked up won't take but just a second to look at. We need to talk about some of the geometry formulas that they expect you to know, so just in case you don't remember them. And I want to give you some tips on how to know the volume of some 3-dimensional shapes without memorization. Then I've got a quick little card sorting activity. It's a little bit quicker than the last one. And then finally, when I saw you on Thursday, there was a big worksheet, like 3 pages worth of questions on number 41. And so I want to give you some more time to work through that and iron out some of your issues with that. So, last call, no other book work? Okay. Okay, so the need to know geometry formulas. The most common one is when you have a right triangle using Pythagorean theorem. That's the most common type of related rate. For a circle, you need to know circumference and area formulas. Yeah.
I turned into the creation, the book assignment on Google Classroom, so do I still turn it in?
No. I just need one or the other. It's just that if someone forgot or if their internet wasn't working, I try to give one last chance to still get full points. So before it's late credit. Okay, square. You need to know the area of a square, side times side, and then perimeter, just adding up all the sides, so I feel like that one's a given. But in three-dimensional shapes, we probably need to add one here, like cylinder. I tried to jot them all down, the ones I knew about. Okay, but before we talk about the volume of a cube, the volume of the cone, and the volume of a cylinder, there's a little bit of a trick that you can use with three-dimensional shapes. Anytime you guys have a prism is something that has two bases. The volume is always capital B times H, where capital B is the area of one of the bases. And the only difference, if it has one base, we call it a pyramid, and it has the exact same formula, but times a third. So if it's a three-dimensional shape with two bases, the bases are sides that are parallel to each other, it's the area of a base times the height. And if it only has one base, like a pyramid, then it is 1/3 area of the base times the height. So you think about a cube, if we call all of the sides S, what is the area of the base here?
Set square.
Okay, and then the height would be, so the volume of a cube is side times side times side. Area of the base times the height. This guy has two bases. Again, bases are the sides parallel to each other. That's why I didn't multiply by a third. I have seen surface area come up once or twice, I think, but surface area just means the area of all the sides added together. So a cube has 6 squares, so 6 times the area of one side. Okay, whereas a cone is like a pyramid in that it only has this one base. So his formula is area of the base times the height, but because it's one base, it's times a third. And then the only other thing you need to replace is you need to think about what the area of the base is. Since the base is a circle, that would be pi r squared. So I have seen AP questions where they give you the volume of a cone formula, and I've seen questions where they expect you to know it. But because it has one base, it's 1/3 times the area of the base times the height. The base is a circle, so in case of capital B, you put in pi r squared. And then that keeps you from having to memorize as much. Okay, so let's see if you can apply that for a cylinder. Does a cylinder have two bases or one base? It's got two bases, which means his volume is capital B times H. What is his capital B? Okay, because the base is a circle, so area of the base is pi r squared times the height, and then there's the volume of a cylinder. The cone is kind of like the pyramid version of the cylinder. It was the exact same thing, but multiplied by a third. One base, 1/3 area of the base times the height. Prism, area of the base times the height. And that works for any and all shapes. You could have a square pyramid. His volume would be 1/3 the area of the base times the height. It could be a, we already did circle. I don't know. It could be a rectangle. It could be a rectangular prism. His volume would be area of the base, or length times width, times the height. or length times width times height. A lot of these I think you guys already know, but I just think that this is beneficial to spare you from having to memorize a few of them. There may be one or two more that I think about that we may need to add to this, but this unit, and I think there's one more unit where we need some basic geometry formulas. So, any questions you guys want to ask about this? You might want to circle the ones you feel like you don't know and you need to learn eventually. Okay, then next up, I've got a quick card sort, and this card sort has 3 sets of cards. So there will be some green cards that describe a word problem. You need to match that to a pink card that represents a geometry formula that represents that. And then you need to match that to its purple card, which is the derivative of the pink card. Why don't you slide back? So it is related rates, but on these questions, you don't have to actually work them out. We're just trying to pair up what would the basic geometry formula match that scenario, and what would its derivative look like. All right, as you finish those up, please call me over to check, and I'll give you some hints if it's not right. And as soon as you finish, you're welcome to move on to that big packet 41 that you probably still have a lot to do. The sooner you finish this, the sooner you can move on to that, and the less homework you'll have. Because I want you to try to finish the
Radius or expand the lake right at the lake, the ball.
And there's no tricky ones. There's no cards that don't match up with anything. So you might start off with the ones you're most confident with, and then work your way to the ones you're less confident with.
That's common, I guess. What is it here? It's not on here.
Maybe it's mine's almost the same number.
Like if it was 2. Doesn't a constant go to 0 again?
Okay, say again.
Doesn't a constant go to 0 though between 5 and 10?
You're taking the derivative of it separately, sure.
Okay.
But just like if you take the derivative of 5x squared, it's going to be 5
Oh, wait, so when you're finding these cards.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 5 here.
Maybe, yeah.
At the end, if you can tell the last one's not matched up, then you can.
That's just like in general, because I can
The derivative of pi, not the derivative of pi x would be pi.
Or
If there's something else that doesn't fit.
this one you're finding the volume.
I will tell you from my 8A class, there's 2 of these that are really easy to mix up.
Conical pin. 5, 10, 4. Rate the water level.
So we know that height is 14.
Now we have these two back.
That would be it.
Yeah. So I guess this was this one.
And order the R's.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's. That's right.
Wait, would it be?
So this is Pythagorean theorem. Yeah. Because I was just thinking
Opposite over adjacent. I think that this would be that.
be this one.
The ladder of the ground.
Okay.
Not this one would be.
Cylinder. I was just thinking find the rate of change of the wall center.
That'd be. I'm thinking of my bag. Yeah.
I thought I checked where they were. But these definitely don't go.
So that'd be like yeah, not quite.
Maybe you can times our squares.
Did we make one of those?
We have the
Because this kind of
Okay, those are all right. So scramble them up, put them in the bag.
oh wait, no, but
And pick up on that 41 worksheet where they left off.
that was different. Let's mix it up. Pretty sure this one. Yeah. Well, this one's an area. But I'm not sure why this is.
Put them in the bag, make it as later, and then the big worksheet number 41. It'll look like you're finished.
Or maybe the R doesn't change.
That's what you said.
The R doesn't change the problem.
No one would do that.
Okay.
Wait, the graph was so hard. I did it all myself.
Oils, spilled containers, running circles.
These are okay. So scramble those up, put those away. With these two, you just try again.
So,
Scramble them up so you don't remember what you did. These are the two that are easy to mix up though. Because they're both the Sokotoa equation, but using different types. So try these two again. Have me check one more.
angle formed by the letter. So it's one of these two, right? So this one has an R, so I guess it's this one.
These are right, those are right, so you can scramble those right, you need to retry. Right. That's the cosine of the tangent. Cosine with, yeah, you're retry those before. Okay, I still disagree. I agree that these two go together, and so that these two go together. I don't think you did. I'm pretty sure you did.
Rectangular.
Look at those over and make sure that you're okay with those.
Yeah.
And she was like holding onto a deer, like a live deer. It was fine. She was just holding onto it on the sidewalk. And they were like, people running that way, and I don't
Scramble them up, put them in the bag, I'll still have your bag a little bit, and then move on wherever you left off on.
It was just that she was like, holding onto it.
If I'm not checking these three all yet. Those are all right too. Scramble them up, put them in the bag, and then take it on, and that's where you want to be like.
The angle between them.
Figured out what was different about them.
It's gonna be.
Alright, scramble those up a little bit, throw them in the bag, and then pick up on, hand out 40 minutes. Okay, R1 card.
Here. This angle. Is opposite of rotation.
So those are good, so shuffle those back up, put those away. I'm gonna scramble your answers here so you don't remember what you did the first time, and then you need to try this one more time. Don't. Whether you did it the first time or not, are you okay with quiet? These are what they are. Okay. Scramble them up and put them in the bag, please, and then pick up on the big worksheet we started last class. I didn't give you
But it's like a
Okay,
one
that's it. R2.
And then when you solve for it, it's like you'll divide the square root over, so it should be like.
Alright, scramble those up, put them in the bag, and then pick up where you left off.
Yeah, I know what happens. There's an extra zero.
Okay, I think I checked everybody's.
That's not the answer. How does the square root end up?
He said you have to rationalize it, but you
Oh, no, it's still going, right? Yeah, I got it. I don't remember the answer. I know I did. Okay. Did y'all finish or you still?
No, we're still.
Okay.
They said if you like your house.
I knew that was bad.
I think it would be this one. If you consider.
Mr. Townsend has
Wait.
Good.
Well, I think this one's like hard.
It's kind of hard.
That's super easy.
Big thing, quiet.
If the R is this one, then it makes sense. If you have this next week, it'll be the one that's.
Oh, I think
Okay, so I do want to help you guys out with this number 41 today. I know all of you are in kind of different places, but initially I'd like to make sure that you don't have questions from the front page. So those first, whatever, 6 questions or so, any of those you're stuck on, you need to let me know. This is sooner rather than later. And then once I feel like everyone's got their help that they need from those, then I will let you guys ask the questions on the second page. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the record. Is what you know what the rate
I don't understand better. I did yesterday. What question? What rate are we on? Yeah, so there's 5, so it's 5 and then 5. And then what is the side the same, right?
But this would also be 3.
Okay, so finish on the front page.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, are you stuck yet, or is this working?
I'm doing the last thing.
Okay, let me know if you can't figure that one out.
It's not like 2, and then like this side's 5 belongs, but it's increasing by 3, so it's the side.
So what side of the
So you have 6 over 3.
Well, that's. I think it's this one, yeah.
See it?
Oh, it is. It's just, yeah.
So are you doing the first one?
So C prime is 30 over
This way, so square.
So we're trying to find this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
We have this angle and then we have this. This is X.
You're trying to start
Yeah.
What is your area? Right at the area boundary. So we only did one whole time. So we need to start off with the area squared formula.
Okay, so we're doing that for A and B.
From the derivative of the
Right,
because
so
the
it's
derivative
our
of A with respect to time, so we're going to prime. If you do S with respect to time, so you also need to prime. Which is, so how do you add one that first step? When you break the power down and go the power by one, that creates the advantage. Then you need I haven't done, and then you already get all that. So I gotta do that.
Because C prime we use the diagonal.
So number,
Oh, well, yeah,
just
that
like
would
a
be.
45.
So A and B are increasing.
Yeah.
Only one side is increasing.
The increase.
Is not.
This one is good. So you figured out what was slightly different?
Yes.
Very small changes. So find your worksheet, 41, and pick up wherever you left off. Okay, is anybody still working on the first 6 on the front page, and you know you're stuck and need some help getting unstuck? I want to offer you some help and help you get past the first page so that you can catch up to other people who are no longer on the first page. You got a square, that's the side links. That's how they're changing. Although one thing that's integral that this is increasing,
I'm
and
doing
it looks like you're putting an arrow, which makes me want to almost say negative. Yeah, I don't think that you're doing it wrong. And you want to know the rate of change of area. So, what should you start off with?
And actually, they use
Okay, A equals X squared.
S and S prime.
That's the right geometry formula, take the derivative of that with respect to time. Good, you're with S prime. And so you know S, you know S prime, and you want A prime, so just plug them in and.
Yeah. Unless we want to change.
So if you want to know how fast this is changing, you need to be looking at this right triangle.
So.
So that'll be a whole different geometry. Yeah, that's the hardest one, I would say that one again. I need to help people get past the first page before I can start helping with that. Okay, second page is okay. He's trying to do the hardest one.
Yeah, so we're both on the first one.
Yep.
Do I leave the pie in
I would leave the side factor out, but if you don't want to, I mean, you can distribute it and put it with this term and the next question.
Yeah, so A equals S squared, right?
How did y'all come up with this?
product rule.
So, yeah, if we replace it, we're gonna get 2S.
And it.
R squared times H, so you gotta get rid of that.
And so we know.
It's your choice. You can do it either way. It's just that it's less messy if you take the number factor out.
Oh my gosh, wait, we got it.
Yeah. That's like, it's not H squared, so it's just.
Okay, assuming you put the 1/3 pi up front, the derivative of R squared H with respect to time would be 2R prime H plus R squared H prime.
Oh, because you have to.
Every time you took the derivative of R, you get R prime, and every take the derivative you need H prime, because we're doing it with respect to H. No subtraction. I think on that one, it pretty much gives you all the stuff. If you plug in all the information you need and you don't see where your answer comes from, then Sounds like you're at the dentist office.
Sir?
Said it sounds like you're at the dentist office.
I was like, who has an electric drill?
There's a good pencil sharpener behind you. That one's pretty good. Nice. Okay, I'm still focused on helping people with front range. So first 6, if you're stuck and you need some help, I'm prioritizing your questions over other people's questions. But you need to tell me.
So I have the link for the diagrams. I just don't know the formula.
Well, if you want to know how this is increasing, and you know those links, I would be looking at that as a right triangle and doing Pythagorean now. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And then take the derivative, then plug it in.
Can we just plug it into the Yeah, so we actually were gonna solve the diagonals first. So
That's no calculator. Sometimes on these past 50 questions,
so area
when you see the answers at the end, the ones with the little asterisks are the ones that were calculator allowed.
Okay.
Sometimes calculator allows questions, the calculator doesn't help.
Okay.
Those are the only ones.
And then the other side, the diagonals, we did
Okay, a small balloon is released at a point 150 feet away.
5 times. And it's putting C prime.
Should go straight up at 8 feet per second. How fast is the distance from
A to B
the
over
server
5.
when the balloon is increasing? So what side is that?
And then C prime.
We want to know how fast that is.
When the balloon is 50 feet. Pythagorean theorem, take the derivative, divide everything by 2, unless you get that. But in this question, it looks like you're assuming C prime is going to be 0, but I don't think that's going to be the case here. That's the case if you're talking about a ladder, because the ladder is, the size of the ladder is the size of the ladder. But this one, that's actually what you're trying to solve for. You're trying to solve for C prime, so that's not going to be 0. So let's label one of these as A and one of these as B. Okay. So now if you start plugging in over here, oh, you already did that. So there's A. You actually know A prime too. So the person is standing here, the balloon is doing this. So how is this side of everything? It's not. So that's the one that's 0 this time. And then C, you need to get our Pythagorean theorem, because you know 2 sides. And then the third side is the last number you're trying to solve for. Also, if you're very impatient, if I'm busy helping somebody else, most, not all, but most of these are worked out on the website as individual videos. So if you just need a hint, sometimes pulling that up is quicker than waiting on me to come back around. And number 6 on the 3rd page is by far the hardest one of all of these. So my recommendation to you would be to skip that one when you get to it and save it for the end. Unless you're just feeling really comfortable and are really up for a challenge, I would wait on that one. Well, the answers are on the bottom of the back page. The trick to this one is that one doesn't fit a typical geometry formula. It's not like area of a circle, Pythagorean theorem.
We try to set up a picture. And then, a lot of people, I think, didn't learn this in geometry, but you're supposed to, from this similar triangle, you get the proportion, and then this is the geometry formula that they want you to take away.
Oh, I haven't done that one very high. I was gonna solve everything, but then it's easy.
Okay, it seems like questions from the first page are getting kind of low, so the front or back of the first page is what I'd like to prioritize next. But again, just like how we're spending more time on these take longer before you feel confident on them. Just try to keep in mind what you need to do for every single question. Usually a picture helps. You always have to come up with a geometry formula. You always need to take the derivative of it with respect to time. You always need to plug in the given information. And then sometimes you're ready to solve for your answer, and sometimes you have to dig a little bit deeper. So, make sure that you understand the process. Because the only way it's going to get easier.
Oh, yeah, I think he touched that. He just had a, Ray just changed that.
No, H is, and then you add that for R squared, equals 36, equals 36.
I figure out what we're which one did you figure out? We're supposed to figure out.
6 on the third page.
So we have to figure out what y. You're good. This is what I have.
Okay, and 24 final minutes. Awesome.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like, wait, we have it backwards.
What?
I have a question. I got 130, so I answered, but that's not correct.
Okay, that's not a question.
So I was wondering.
Multiply it by 3. Because we're doing y prime is, we're looking for x prime. So you multiply it by 3.
And that equals
Yeah.
1. Okay.
But I don't know how to find it.
Okay. I replaced all of them, let's see.
So then y prime.
Okay.
But then hybridized.
So wait. So it's not happening.
So then you plug it in there.
It's like in there.
Tricky little question.
It's not tricky. You just didn't read it.
And so, this squared equals
Y squared plus X squared.
Two on both on the
losing so much weight.
No. Well, we're actually trying to find that. Okay, wait, and then x prime equals 3 y prime, so you replace the x prime with 3 y
Well,
prime.
what I think they probably did is they probably simplified this square root, broke it down,
But I don't know what to
and
change.
then since there's square roots in the numerator, I bet they rationalized, they multiplied the top and the bottom by that. What I would do if I was you, because this isn't multiple choice, then you don't need to worry about trying to get it to look good. Type that in your calculator, get a decimal, type that in your calculator, get a decimal. If they're the same decimal, then you can get it right.
Is the shadow where is that?
Wait, x is 4 y 3 is
And this isn't true. You've got these two in the wrong spot. You can take the sine of an angle, sine of an angle can equal a ratio, but you can't take the sine of a ratio. But you're on the right track.
Yeah, I do. So, 5 times 1 equals 3 y prime plus 4 parentheses 3 y. 5 is the, if you find something that right here, so you have y and x. And z
Where does this
equal to the square root of y squared plus x squared.
Okay, but why is c prime? Okay, c
So
prime.
it says in the
The
question
person
that
who's wrong?
x prime equals 3 y prime. And so we have two variables in the equation that we have to put in, so I just replace my x prime with 1 x prime with 3 y
Yeah, you
prime.
need to take the derivative before you start plugging in numbers.
3 y prime plus 12.
Why is the person
Because they're like.
Problem with this is that even though this is the most common
Oh,
way,
really?
I don't think you're gonna have all the information. when you're doing stuff. Because nowhere here do you get to plug in that theta prime is true. You just don't have theta
So
in
z
there.
prime equals y prime. We're trying to
So I
find.
don't think that's the right answer.
figure out
Find y prime.
Okay,
So
well, do you have all that
5
information
times
now?
1 equals
I think they should have figured out
3
theta.
times y
Because I know that the knowledge of theta is changing. I think your mathematically you're correct, but I think you're making the question quite small. I think the geometry formula that you want to start off with is sine theta equals
Well, I know it's
opposite
gonna be
of
back
hypotenuse.
to
If you do sine theta equals x over 5, you take the derivative of that, you've got everything that you need, and you're almost done. So, I don't know, you can think of it that way if you want to, but I think that, will make it harder than it needs to be.
Mine's slightly off. Don't worry about it. It's like perfect, like tall, but the light sensitive.
You can, I don't know what that's gonna do. This one, I don't know if you can see, but this is a traditional geometry where you can end up with a small triangle instead of a big triangle. A small triangle is 2 by x. That's the, yeah, that's the person. And then I said, I don't know what that's called, so I labeled it as x. I also don't know what y is. This length, so I called it y. And then this is the speed of
the shadow. So this is the person, this is the shadow, because this is the light source
Yeah.
hitting this head.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Now the geometry formula for this one, it's actually x prime is 4 9. Not the hypotenuse. It's not like Pythagorean theorem or area of a circle or anything like that. The geometry formula is you have to start off with this portion. So you can do like 2 over 8 equals, and then you have to be consistent. So if I did small triangle here, I'm going to do small triangle over here. Not just the whole thing, the big thing. Because 8's the length of the big right triangle. X plus y is the length of the big right triangle. Okay, now.
X plus one.
X plus y. Okay, now if you cross multiply, you get 2x plus 2y equals 8x. You could combine like terms. And you know eventually in these questions you gotta take derivative with respect to time. Yep. You know x prime, and what they're asking for is y prime. So now you're done.
So I'm gonna go to the back side.
Okay.
What is it? Is this the right figure to change this equation around?
You have to do product rule.
Did you guys get to,
It's r squared times h. You don't need to just take the derivative of r squared and then multiply it by the derivative of h. So I would put the 1/3 pi out front and then put parentheses so you don't have to worry about it. But then you have to do product rule. So the derivative of r squared with h left alone plus derivative of h with r squared left alone. But I think in this question, I think they give you all those pieces, so it's not too bad after that.
Number 6. The first question. The area increasing. The wrong answer.
Okay, so area, you did based on type. So A prime, well, since this is a square, let's not call them B and H, let's just use the same, let's just use side. They're equal, so we don't want two different variables, we don't need two variables. So if we say A equals S squared, okay, that's the formula you want to take the derivative of. So this with respect to time would be 2S S prime.
And then you put up to y
Okay,
prime.
and then on the other side, you'll get
You
a,
have to multiply both sides by 9. But then you're just getting the same
Okay.
relation.
No, but then it's like.
and so all you need to find A prime,
Oh.
how's the area increasing? If you need to know the side length at that time, what they told you, and the rate of change, which is that rate of change, what they told you. So you're ready to plug in and solve.
We should have just done
What's the two of them?
So that's the
Like this by now, because I was that out and multiply that by 9.
But
So then it's like 18.
well, let's go on.
Yeah.
Is that the
But I did, yeah, it's supposed to be.
I mean, I did area of the triangle,
At
put in derivative,
what?
plugged in the information I had, and I thought about this is positive when H is bigger than B and negative when B is bigger than
Y prime equals 6 x prime.
I mean, that's
X prime is
eventually,
4
it's not to be something you can, it's not gonna be well, I mean, without multiple choice, you wouldn't know what kind of answer they were expecting there.
okay.
Seems fine to me, but I still like to draw a picture, come up with a geometry formula, take the derivative of both sides, because then you're left with a thing and you can think about it.
Why'd you
This
just
is,
Because we have two y prime right here.
So the rate would be decreasing at C prime is negative, this would be negative. Oh, I just flipped this. Based on that. When H.
Cause that gives us Y prime. That gives us Y prime.
But it's, I just think it's a little bit easier to still but if you didn't need that, you worry. Yeah, the problem is that exact type of question you'll probably never see. And that's what's frustrating about these AP questions is you can understand the process and you can get 10 in a row right, but then the next one might be worded in a way that you're not sure the shape or the formula. It can just be hard. Did you move on to number 6? Yeah, do that.
We're still stuck on that same thing. We got the Y prime equals, but it's not, Y prime is
The ladder and the floor is. Will you understand?
How are you solving that last step?
I use my calculator. Or, it's like, I just.
2 Y prime.
Wait, is this 24/9?
Cause six, with X prime is 4 over 9.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
I'm not sure where the 24 came from.
6 times 4 over 9.
So 24, okay, so this. Okay, that's fine, that's fine. I had just divided by 2 first, but
Okay. I
it
mean,
should
I
be the
think that
same.
would be easier.
It doesn't matter. It just,
So
okay,
it's
so
not
that
in
is what,
and the rate of
Yeah.
change that is between one and
But-
one is the increase.
sure this.
What do you
It's
get?
a D, it's D, okay.
Or
That might be
30.
so confused.
Okay, well.
No, cause C is the ladder.
So you still need a square. Alright, so draw your square. Label the size as
Okay.
Okay, so you got one over here. Okay, so where would the diagonal be?
B is moving.
Okay, so what kind of geometry
Yeah.
formula is gonna tie that?
But A is moving down, it's decreasing.
So start off with that.
This, the top of the ladder is moving downwards, and this is decreasing.
Okay. But then write out the diagram here, I'm gonna take the root of it.
Right.
A prime equals A prime.
You missed, oh, never mind. Okay, well, how fast the diagonal is changing is C prime, so that's the last piece. C, it looks like you've already thought about that. You've got A and B. You've got the rate of change in the side one. As if it's a square, the rate of change of A is the same as the rate of change of B, so it sounds like you have everything. You just need to put them in an equation and then solve for C prime. I think you should be done then.
Are y'all able to finish just got one or two I can help with.
Are we looking for seven times?
Two?
So you have 7 times 3 plus
think I did.
44.
Okay, I also did Pythagorean theorem. Your derivative looks fine. 12 prime, okay, I substituted that in as well. What does this say over here? Is that a 2?
That's a Z.
Okay, so we can find out Z. If x is 3, or x is 4 and y is 3, then Z has to be.
Because then I was trying to solve for y prime. Like getting there.
I erased it like here's
Oh, okay. Yeah, but once you figured out that Z is 5,
Or because it already says it's going down, you don't have to say.
and I see prime.
Except. Because it says it's.
Oh yeah, they told you that. Okay, so now you have enough information to solve for y prime. So that reduces to 1/3. And if you know y prime, you could go plug it in back up here and solve for x prime. So you're almost there. Oliver, what about you? Okay, pretty sure that one's Pythagorean theorem. Okay, I'm with you here. I also have the same thing. So that means none of these. We'll solve it for a prime.
That's 32 less 28,
Okay.
which simplifies down to 21 over 24.
Which simplifies down to.
Over 24, so take 21 over 24. 7 over 8, yeah, that was
There you go. You just have to do a few fractions. Again, these type of questions will stay difficult for a long time, but hopefully you feel a little more confident about the process as you're going along.
Yeah. You got the number 6 too?
Yes, I got it right, I just am not sure if it's a real pattern or if I'm just guessing here.
Let's see. I don't want to go to the whole thing yet, because I think we need to. For me, it's Pythagorean theorem, but that last sentence is really hard to translate into a state. And it's pretty hard also to solve for. Number 3?
Is this the
Okay, your picture's looking okay. If you start putting down on there, I don't know if you can see that on the board, 2 and 8. I call one on the bottom X and on the bottom Y. But it tells you X prime is the question, and what they're asking for is Y prime. But you have to remember that for that type of question, you don't set it for proportion. Because without that proportion, there's no geometry formula that's gonna let you tile it together.
Question 5. Would you say the area vertical surface?
Why? Well, does it say the area and circumference are the same?
The derivative, so the derivative.
Oh, but did
So
you
you
get
take the derivative of A.
Okay.
Is it just, we need the arc.
2 pi r arc.
Okay.
The second one. Does the 2 go away?
It's just 2 pi r.
Okay, now set those two things equal to each other and solve for R.
That was kind of
It's just pi.
Did you subtract? Or did you?
Once you divide both sides by 2,
says by pi. And they have something else in common too. So we divide both sides by r prime. Try to change the variance and try to change the success. So that way with each other. It feels weird, but when you solve it, you got a lot.
Oh, I know. Oh, she is 24. A is 7. We had it mixed up.
Not done that one.
So 7
Yeah, no, it's
times
150 and 5. I feel like maybe I should actually paid for
is So 6 is 21. 24.
Yeah. It should be 7 meters per second.
So that becomes a 5, that becomes a 1/3. And then if you know y prime, then you can substitute somewhere else and find x prime.
It's just like the on. Are you dropping it on and it You're so right. The rate of increase of the area of the circle is numerically equal to the rate of increase of the A prime is equal to circumference. Oh, we just have to.
Alright, you guys still have about 25 minutes, so that should go pretty far, I think. At least a few more.
So that's for the of area, 2 pi r. And then circumference is 2 pi r. And then we know the radius. We don't.
you're raising your hand.
Oh, no.
Question 7, we're trying to say, we have a person who's 70 feet south, which is, 16 meters or something east.
East of that. That's okay. But, how do you like, where's the 4 seconds at? Cause I don't know how to solve it.
Okay, well, what geometry formula?
It's gonna be Pythagorean.
Okay, so write out a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Take the derivative. Call one of those legs A and B. Okay, do you know the length of A? Okay, do you know the length of A prime? Is that person moving? So like that length's always gonna be 70 then, so A prime is 0. Do you know B? Okay. Okay, so leave B then, B prime.
It's 1. Because you're solving for R. So you divide the sides of R on by R.
Okay, you know C? You know C prime.
Is that the 4?
That should be so long. Okay, perfect. Sorry.
4 meters per second. So it's 4 seconds. Okay, so what are you trying to, which one of these are you trying to solve? Would you like? Still on the C or C prime? You would. Go ahead and leave
We're
those C
looking
and
for the
C.
hypotenuse.
Looking for a hypotenuse or?
Like the C prime.
Okay, so the rate of change of the hypotenuse.
Yeah, so we need to be able to.
So this helps you narrow down what you need to find. Somehow, if this is the last thing to find, somehow you still need to find C on C. Alright, before you can find C, you're gonna have to find B. You know how fast the train's going? And so you should know how far away it is after 4 seconds.
So for that, I would
It's
say.
going 60 meters per second, then 4 seconds later, that B length is
I'm
2
gonna
broken.
replace R cubed with.
And now that you know what A and B are, you can do that extreme time. And then you have everything but the
So, A is So you can just replace it. So
Okay, if I was you, I would leave this 135 out front, just leave it alone. Because
like, if you're taking the derivative of this, it's not a big deal to worry about that 5. It just, but you can also do it like this. It's 5 times whatever that is. So in your case, let that number come out front. Put it in parentheses and then leave it alone. Okay, the rest of the thing that you need the derivative of is r squared h. So if that's times product rule. So you're gonna have to take the derivative of r squared with h left alone, and then the derivative of h
So.
with r squared left
See it
alone.
all.
So that's the derivative. And I think on that question, I think they give you all those things. So I think you just plug in and solve. But it's very easy to not do product rule there. Okay, so we've got a good, your picture looks okay, but the part that I think you guys may not have learned in geometry, this is kind of a classic geometry question. Okay, remember how to set up a proportion?
Yeah.
It's called one x and one y. That proportion is the geometry formula to work with.
Yeah,
Sine of theta. Right? I don't know. Opposite of the 3 over 5.
This one, I think because of the wording, moving down the wall. So that's how I'm gonna do it.
Translating that last sentence into a useful equation is pretty tough. That's where I struggle with that one every year. Reread it several times, and I worked with it multiple years at this point.
So I'm not even sure how to find the sign.
This is the hardest one. I would say this is. That's what it's his last one, so it's his first one. But this last statement is really hard to get the equation out of. So you can stick with it if you want to. I just don't want to use it in class. Because that one's just significantly harder than the rest of them.
And I have another question.
Just better not practice. Oh, you're not. Yeah, one is it. And so it's
So, the geometry formula for this one, it's not like area of a circle, it's like diagram theorem. The geometry formula.
wait, do you take AP World last year?
But you have to make it proportionate. I labeled one of these things, I know.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 over 8, small triangle side, big triangle side here. And then x over x plus y. Small triangle, big triangle.
That's one.
Yeah, they made that. I don't think it's out here, but like, it isn't.
So X prime would be, 490.
We don't know anything. And like AP
Or eventually you gotta take the first one. But this is what I gave to you. And this is what I.
You don't have to do this.
Yeah, you can anytime you want to. If you just take out one of mine and slide yours in, let it charge during class, and then just remember to switch them back at the end of class.
How do you set this one?
Why are you calling it y? Just call it y. It's only y.
So we just both in for that?
That's pretty good right there.
This is, if you want to, but that's just a whole lot easier not to.
And M goes, when M X equals.
Okay. So the first one, that is the correct geometry, but now you need to make the derivative the correct way. I think that's easier. Yes, but I don't know what. What's the derivative of 2x? The derivative of 5x. What's the derivative of 1/5?
That's a 2.
So, put that and then.
Yeah, I got six, four,
So 6x prime.
Yeah. It's just a number in front of X, it's just, that's the one, but it's still just a number. See, on the AC exam.
X prime divided by 2.
Oh, but then you need to put it on.
So,
Would it be fair to just sign?
so, 12. Okay, great.
No. Cosine's not a variable.
Yeah, that's an extra great. Sorry,
So you're gonna say cosine theta first. Cosine by himself doesn't make sense. Okay, and then you take the derivative of sine theta, which becomes cosine theta. You take it by the with respect to time. So you need a theta
That's the
prime.
answer.
Why would they do that? Now you have all their information. You're solving for X
Not for the first one.
prime. X prime, I think is what you're solving for.
If also, X equals
The
3,
radians are going to R prime, theta prime.
which is 3.
X is 3, that's not prime, that's not the same thing.
You come look at mine. I see you
Say, so the change here.
This circle, it just.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
This one,
What does that start here?
3 is this.
Then you say something about it. The divided 32 by 9.
How do you find cosine of an angle? Great job.
How do you even test it?
You're based on where your hypothesis is. You just do a lot better. So it's okay. What do you want? Cosine theta is 40.
Well, I can
Times theta prime. Along with cosine. I think it's there.
So you just have to find a size of triangle where the railroad side is 240 meters, where the side, the road side is 70 meters. So you have to find the converse, right? So 6 meters equals 240 meters plus that. So it's 60 times 4.
I don't know, I don't agree with your negative here. The derivative of cosine is negative sign, but the derivative of sine is positive.
This is what my diagram is.
So it's fine.
So here's the right.
The answer 12. I think you're basically there. You could do 15 divided by 5 times 3 times the 4 that was left there. So not common, but SOHCAHTOA equations could be.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
Oh. So C is 250, but I'm trying to find.
It's a test.
That's basically a summary of a time that basically, this is when, where, why, who, and then this is why. This is why it's important.
People die. Bam. Guys, we are down to about 5 minutes, so you should probably finish up the one you're on. What I'd like you to do between now and Thursday is to please try the rest of these. Once you get past the front page, every one of these has been worked out on the website except for number 4. I don't know why, but try to use those first. And then if you still have questions on a couple, I will let you ask those on Thursday, but you need to have tried all the rest so that you can narrow down which ones you need the most help on. Okay, so here's the picture. The geometry formula for this question is you have to set up a proportion. So do like 2 over 8 as a fraction. Set that 2 equation. And then we have to be consistent. So I put small, take the side of the small triangle, side of the big triangle. Now small, side of the small triangle, and use the y. Over the side of the big triangle. Yeah, like a bird. Yeah, x is just 3 more out. X plus 1. Maybe this one is
Good morning, FHS. Pardon the interruption, but I wanted to give a shout out of congratulations to all our 1,751 students who had less than 10% absences for the month of September. Your names will be posted outside Phase 3 first floor offices next week and the rest of the month. In addition, your names were entered into a raffle drawing for a 7 Brew or Cane's gift card. There are 3 winners from each grade level. If you hear your name, please come to the Phase 3 first floor office sometime today or this week to claim your prize, and please bring your student ID. The winners are 9th grade, Leah Vetter, Daniel Perez, Jack Leonard, 10th grade, Corbin Curley, Leah Munsell, Jonah Champlin, 11th grade, Rowan Shelby, Logan Davenport, Jabin Fisher, 12th grade, Ashlyn Blagg, Athena Brumley, and Mason Micheletto. Each month we'll have a raffle for those who are achieving excellence. Please keep up your grades and attendance, and good for your chance to be in next month's raffle. Thank you and have a great weekend.
Okay, yeah. How do you find the base in the site if it's not different?
You never get it?
No.
This is what they do.
Where'd it go?
I also didn't
Yeah. Are they equal to this or this? These are not the same thing.
These two?
Yeah, I still need to do my eyebrows.
Does it open to the extra bar?
Actually, yes.
You'll never figure out A and B. You need to try to simplify it as much as you can, and then think about when it's positive. Think about this has to be positive, so H has to be bigger than B. But just try to finish it. And we can work it together next class if need be.
So this simplifies that.